thing, if you will. What an honor to be here. On behalf of BoardSource, which is formerly the National Center for Nonprofit Boards, all of its staff, its board, and all of those of us who are senior governance consultants, we thank you. We thank you for inviting us to be a part of your journey toward change lives and change conditions. It is so amazing to have so many board and volunteer leaders as well as staff leaders here. I mean, you know, you always talk about if you can get the right people in the room at the same time. Well, I think you have the right people in the room at the right time today to talk, to share, and to really, what I hope is to think about things in a very different way. So we're going to talk about the whole idea of challenging times. Gosh, you know, we could turn this into a cry fest if we, but we're not going to. But it's been very tough as the needs have increased and the resources, including the funding and often the volunteer leadership, has decreased or has changed. It's just been very, very difficult for those of us in the nonprofit sector. But I think one of the things that we want to really think about, okay, I'll just go this way. I'm a Peter Drucker devotee, and have been proud to serve on the Peter Drucker training team. And if you haven't looked into Peter Drucker and what he says and some of the things that he offers, I would encourage you to. We lost Dr. Drucker a few years ago, but his words and his thinking about all three sectors and about transformation stays with us. And what he talks about is how to succeed in a turbulent environment, focusing on the mission and demonstrating accountability and achieving results. And we're going to talk first about focusing on the mission, the whole idea of mission-driven leadership. What I'd like for you to do is, these are the 5 questions. And at your next board meeting, I think it would be interesting for you to offer these 5 questions. What is the mission? Now you say, well, we all know our mission statement, you know, or we've got it written on a card, or we've got it written on the inside of our hand, or somewhere like that. But the whole goal is really, what journey is your organization on? What is this really about? How many of you have ever been on a team or a committee where you had to write or revise a mission statement? Okay. How many of you would do it again? Okay, we have 4. All right, so what did you get hung up on, or what was so frustrating to you when you were working through that process? Or you don't have to talk to me. I am not going to talk for 2 hours. So, and we have a microphone, but just some shout outs. What did you get hung up on? Yes?
Hi, I'm Jenny Butts. I think everyone, interpreting your organization through their lens. It's amazing that you're all there, but everyone has a different reason, and they feel just as passionately that should be.
Okay, say it again.
Sorry, I'm Jenny Butts. I think it's everyone having their own interpretation of why you're there, and they all feel just as passionately that should be the words you're putting on paper.
Mm-hmm. Okay, someone else? Yes, over here. Okay, Jenny, you have to. All right. And tell us who you are, what organization you're from.
George Meldrum from the Nemours Foundation. I think sometimes mission statements become so vague because you're trying to please everyone that it becomes kind of meaningless. Mm-hmm. It's not specific enough to what you're actually trying to do.
Okay, thank you, George. Someone else?
Right here.
Over here?
And then they want to keep writing and writing and writing and writing and writing and writing. So
Yeah.
that's my experience.
Yeah. You get often, I was on a team, the words hang you up too. You know, you have the people who want to wordsmith it. And then, this is a true story, when I was on a board in Houston many years ago, this woman was a teacher, and it was late, and there was no food. I think everybody's blood sugar had gone down. And we were getting close to the end, and then it became the dreaded colon, semicolon. Conundrum. And it got very out of hand. When somebody was crying, it wasn't pretty. It really wasn't pretty. I was very young then, so I was not at the point where I would assert myself. Now I would say give the a woman a semicolon and let's just get out of here. Back then I sat there really, in these deep, I was trying to be a good board member, I was like, oh, what should we really do? When the thing got typed up, neither one was included. So, we've gone through all of that. But what do we do with those missions after we've gone through all of this soul searching and this revisiting? What do we usually do? File them, put them on a banner, make them a screensaver, cut and paste them into grant opportunities. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told that secret. We have grant makers here. What Dr. Drucker says is we have to live the mission, that leaders bring the mission to life, and that this is not about a bunch of words. And then there are people like me who write books to tell people like you very tactical things. Your mission statement should fit on a t-shirt. Whose t-shirt? It could be a very different mission statement if it's on my t-shirt. A lot more room for words. But what we don't think about is how do we incorporate the litmus test for board and staff should be, how does this advance our mission? And in challenging times, well, really in all time, challenging time just forces us to do the things we need to be doing anyway.